Good day, ma'am. I'm Princess Joy A. Grospe from 3CRIA 1-11. So for today's video, we will talk about the paraffin test and the gunpowder residues. For this topic, we have two lesson objectives. First is define gunpowder. Second is discuss tests for gunpowder nitrates. So let's start with define the chemistry of gunpowder. Why do so many terror groups can easily make their own IED? Gunpowder is also known as the retronym black powder to distinguish it from modern smokeless powder. It is the earliest known as the chemical explosives. It consists of potassium nitrates 75% by weight, charcoal 15% by weight, and sulfur 10% of weight. Terrorists, violent extremists, and criminals often choose IEDs because the ingredients, components, and instructions required to make IED are highly accessible. Next is explain where and how does a shooter get the gunpowder residue. When the gun was fired, the gunpowder or the gunshot residue particles, small particles produced during the gunpowder explosions, are emitted from the back of the weapon and the muzzle. These particles fly into the skin and clothing of a person holding the gun. Let's proceed with the describe how gunpowder residue can be detected. Explain the different tests for determining presence of nitrates and leads. The detection device powered by the technology can accurately detect the gunpowder that is found in all modern shotguns, handguns, and rifles. Additionally, the detector can identify smokeless gunpowder bombs and loaded firearms among a huge crowds inside cars in traffic stops or behind doors and walls. The testing for the presence of nitrates via wet chemistry is difficult compared with testing for other anions, as almost all nitrates are soluble in water. In contrast, many common ions give insoluble water, salt rather, halides precipitation of water, silver rather, and sulfate precipitates with barium. Wet chemical testing and the fluorescence or X-ray fluorescence are the only available alternatives for verifying the process of leads in the field. And last is describe the procedures on how you conduct the paraffin test. The tester will dip the suspect hands in a sort of melted wax. When the wax had time to cool, the suspect is left with lovely white wax gloves. The wax is then peeled off the hands and examined to flex of evidence that he has gunshots. Okay guys, that's all for this video. Please click like and subscribe if you like this video. Thank you for watching.